Hello everybody, it's week 1 of History 310 and this is Professor Messner. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the readings you're going to be doing this week. Starting with chapter 2, and what you're going to see is that the historical record of the Native Americans of California has a whole lot of myths and misconceptions, especially when you look at them contrasted with other Native American groups like the Plains Indians. The white intruders who came to California in the time that we're talking about in chapter 2 thought of the Californians just hopelessly inferior. At best, they were going to be children who had to adopt the ways of Spanish culture. And at the worst, they were what were called digger Indians who could be exterminated by Anglos. Rawls and Bean said that there's a lot of racism that fostered those kinds of misunderstanding. And you might want to take a look at the definition of racism that's in the text because we're going to be seeing that in reference to many other ethnic groups. In chapter 3, you're going to be seeing how individuals interacted with historical forces in California history. And I want you to pay special attention to what happened with Galvez and Serra and Portola in the Hispanicization of California. And I want you to think about to what extent they were, each of them, personally responsible for the successful Spanish settlement of California. Did their efforts represent political and religious forces that were going on in Spanish society at that time? Rawls and Bean talk about this. You're also going to need to try to evaluate in your own mind Spain's Indian policy within California. Now, a lot of students of California history at the very beginning, they figure, okay, well, the Spanish were the only ones to really make a presence in California before the Americans started doing the manifest destiny of the 1830s and the 1840s. What you're going to see is that the English were there. Francis Drake did make a landing in the 16th century, and that did result in sort of a short-term claim by England on what was called Nova Albion. I'll let you read the book to figure that out. And you're going to see that the text talks about the significance of that landing, Drake's landing, being kind of exaggerated and maybe misunderstood. And then as you get to the first part of chapter 4, I want you to look at how San Francisco and Los Angeles got started. San Francisco was basically a mission presidio outpost, and Los Angeles basically started as a tiny farm pueblo. All right, happy reading. See you next time.